So for when the bed is occupied and we are making the bed, what you would do is you first knock, introduce, provide for privacy, knock, introduce yourself, make sure the resident knows what's going to happen here. So whenever the bed is occupied, the first thing what we would do is go ahead and raise the rails and raise the bed to a position that's good to work with. And what we would do first is we would cover the resident with a blanket or something to cover them to provide privacy, and they would hold on to it if they can here, and we would take their sheet that's already covering them off from under the bed, under the blanket this way. So we would be able to pull this out from here, from the bottom. At that point, what we would do is the resident would keep a hold of the blanket, and we would roll them onto one of their sides, so away from us. So they would be now rolled onto their side on the right side of the bed, as an example. And then this would have already been gone. And what we would do is we would take the sheets and unloosing it here at the bottom. And then we would, of course, we would roll the sheet away from us. And then we would tuck it under the resident up against them, or just right up against them. And then we would go ahead and apply the sheet on this side. We would attach it to the top, and then down at the bottom, snug, and then pull it tight up against the other one. So now the resident is facing this way. What we would do now is come to this side. We would have raised the rails on that side, come to this side, and lower the rails on this side. So the resident is now facing toward us. What we would do now is roll them back to the other side, and went ahead and pulled the sheet out here and taken the bottom sheet off, and then been able to grab the new sheet that we put on and put it at the top and at the bottom as well. So now the sheet on the bottom is flat, wrinkle-free and tight, and the resident is back on their back. At that point, we would take the pillow off and change the pillowcase, and then put a new pillowcase on, rolling, of course, the linens away from us at all times and not letting them touch our bodies. And then we would put a new pillowcase on the pillow and give that back to the resident. And then we would apply the next top sheet, and since they're on the back now, they're still covered with the blanket that we originally gave them. And then we can remove that. At that point, we can go ahead and raise the rails, lower the bed, lower the rails, and let the resident have the signal light and wash your hands and record our results.